it's Will Shannon here, and I just wanted to give you a quick 10-second insight into the purpose of parasites. The reason I decided to do that is the last tape I went on a little bit of a tangent, didn't I? I started talking about parasites and life degradation back into the earth, and when I listened to the tape back just a moment ago, I thought I'd really like to bring you not just, what I talked about on the last tape in terms of structure, but a little bit about parasites as well. So just for 60 seconds, I want you to know this. The purpose of a parasite is a small organism that lives in a bigger organism. It needs a host. Now, so that obviously the body has parasites which live off us. Now, the purpose of a parasite is to make sure that life can't live forever. And when life is gone, what's left of that non-living entity is degraded back into the ground. Now, there's different ways to classify that, but there's three ways which I'll go into more succinctly another time, so don't bother memorizing this, but three types of bacteria, of parasites rather, are bacteria, yeast, and mold. So now we classify these things infinitely because they can have different shapes and colors and sizes, and so we give different labels which I'll explain to you another time. But there's three main types of bacteria. There's circular, which from Latin means coccus. There's a rod-shaped or bacillus, which is like an anthrax shape, and there's a star-shaped or mixed shape. So you can have streptococcus or staphylococcus. Currently, scientifically, we don't know why one bacteria and it forms or another one does. It just life seems to want to be abundant throughout anywhere which is conducive to life. Any conditions life will live, which means the environment is more important than life. Which means to change the parasites in your body, you work on the parasites, but also you work on having a healthy environment that your immune system is so strong in because you're so healthy that those white blood cells can swim and clean these up more effectively. And your immune system, it's more useful to think of them as being garbage collectors rather than the outdated notion of soldiers, because the white blood cells more sort of come along and drag these things back and get rid of that. So there's plenty of herbs that a lot of herbalists have used around the world. Some common herbs that herbalists use to get rid of parasites, the main three that we use in Western countries is clove buds, wormwood, and black walnut. The most convenient at the moment to get in the supermarket is clove buds, which is just crushed cloves. Often people boil it and drink it, or they do something like that. But that's certainly one way to kill parasites. So there's two ways to get rid of parasites. We put things in our body that are anti-parasitic, or we put things in that improve the environment. And a lot of these anti-parasitic pharmaceuticals may have side effects. Then perhaps we could consider facing the possibility that maybe they might have side effects that would be harmful to healthy tissue as well. So I want you to know that parasites are there. They're created by God for a reason. It's not an accident that, and some bacteria likes to live in acid, and some likes to live in more alkaline conditions. And sometimes you'll see alkaline is just anti-acid. It's not acid, it's alkaline. I often hear people they do a test, they go, oh, in the hydrochloric acid in my stomach they found Helicobacter bacteria. Well, very, very common to find, isn't it? Well, what do? Well, there's a few things you can do. You could shift the pH, you could put antibacterial, you could try and make people more healthy. But often when we go investigating for stuff, we seem to find it, don't we? Like when we're looking for stuff, we find things that are good in people, we'll find it. We don't find things that are pretty shitty and bad, we'll find them too. Forgive my foul use of language sometimes, I just like to shock you a little bit. But that's basically how it is. So I appreciate you staying with me. Know that bacteria is useful. I'm from the school of thought where currently I don't like people particularly taking different bits of bacteria and things like that, but we'll talk about that another time.